Breaking news! The latest news has generated a lot of buzz. Quarterback changes, surprising additions, and quiet moves that could turn into big stories. Something is clearly brewing behind the scenes in Cleveland. As the regular season approaches, the front office isn't just making noise, it's speaking out. But are these just routine roster tweaks, or is there a deeper strategy developing that fans haven't fully grasped yet? Let's dive into the latest developments that could reshape everything you thought you knew about this team heading into 2025. But first, hit the like button and tell me what you think of Kenny Pickett's departure. Let me know your thoughts. The Cleveland Browns quarterback saga continues to evolve, and just when fans thought the dust might be settling, another twist has emerged. Bailey Zappe is back in Cleveland. According to ESPN's Jeremy Fowler, the Browns have reunited with the former Patriots quarterback, and while his return may not light up headlines across the league, it's a clear sign of how the team is hedging its bets in a dramatically reshaped QB room. Zappe is expected to land on the practice squad, but his presence adds an extra layer to an already crowded and complex quarterback situation. This move follows the Browns' decision to part ways with Kenny Pickett, who was traded after a brief stint with the team. That trade narrowed the quarterback rotation to just 3 names: Joe Flacco, Dillon Gabriel, and Shedeur Sanders. Now, Zappe adds a 4th, albeit in a role with little expectation for on-field impact in 2025. In fact, the odds of Zappe seeing game action this season are incredibly slim. He made a single start for Cleveland last season, where he completed 16 of 31 passes for 170 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions in a loss to the Baltimore Ravens. To be clear, Zappe is not expected to challenge for playing time. At 26 years old, with 14 NFL appearances and 8 starts under his belt, Zappe has thrown for 2,053 yards, 11 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions while completing just over 63% of his passes. His track record suggests he's not a viable option as a starter and may not even be considered a strong backup. But for Cleveland, that's not the point. Zappe's return is more about depth, insurance, and familiarity than it is about upside. Joe Flacco, freshly signed in free agency, has already been named the Week 1 starter. He brings veteran leadership and experience, something the Browns clearly value given the youth in the rest of the quarterback room. Dillon Gabriel, a rookie out of Oklahoma, is slotted as the backup, while Shedeur Sanders, the Colorado standout and another 2025 draft pick, will serve as the emergency option. With Zappe tucked into the practice squad, the Browns now have a layered system in place to weather any potential injuries or setbacks during the season. But this quarterback shuffle is only part of the bigger picture. The Browns have been making quiet but strategic moves across the roster as they prepare for their September 7th season opener against division rivals, the Cincinnati Bengals. One of the most intriguing recent decisions was the addition of wide receiver Malachi Corley to the practice squad. A 2024 third-round pick by the Jets, Corley brings intriguing upside after a college career at Western Kentucky that saw him tally over 2,200 yards and 22 touchdowns in his final 2 seasons. He flashed impressive athleticism at the NFL Combine with a 4.4 40-yard dash and a 4.08 shuttle time, but couldn't find his footing with the Jets, catching only 2 passes in 9 games as a rookie. Corley joins a Browns receiving corps that is light on experience beyond Jerry Jeudy. His signing could be a low-risk, high-reward move if the Browns can unlock the potential that the Jets never managed to tap into. While it's unclear if or when Corley might be promoted to the active roster, the opportunity for him to contribute is there, especially if injuries strike or if others underperform. In addition to Corley, the Browns made 2 more additions that could end up being more significant than they seem on paper. Running back Raheem "Rocket" Sanders and cornerback Jarrick Bernard Converse were both claimed off waivers and have now joined the team. Sanders, a standout at Arkansas and South Carolina, showed flashes of explosiveness during preseason action with the Chargers, averaging 3.6 yards per carry and finding the end zone twice. His nickname, Rocket, isn't just for show. He's got real burst and might push for snaps if injuries mount at the position. Meanwhile, Bernard Converse, a 2023 6th-round pick by the Jets, brings versatility and athleticism to the secondary. He's had 2 strong off-seasons according to Jets observers, but simply found himself buried on a deep cornerback depth chart. The Browns, in contrast, may have a clearer path for him to contribute, especially after waiving Dom Jones to make room on the 53-man roster. The front office, led by Andrew Berry, has clearly not hit pause since the final 53-man roster was announced. They moved quickly to begin building out the practice squad, signing 9 players including tight end Sal Cannella, wide receiver Caden Davis, safety Christopher Edmonds, and several others. This flurry of activity shows that the Browns are not just planning for week one, they're preparing for the grind of a full season where depth and development can make all the difference. So, with the practice squad now filling out and the quarterback room taking a new shape, Browns fans are left with plenty to think about. Does the return of Bailey Zappe mean anything significant, or is it simply a precautionary move? And what should we make of the front office's decision to stack up on unproven talent like Corley and Sanders? What do you think of Cleveland's moves at quarterback and across the roster as the regular season approaches? The Cleveland Browns' aggressive approach to reshaping their roster doesn't stop at quarterback depth or wide receiver potential. The wave of moves this offseason, especially in these final preseason days, points to a front office that's not just reacting to injuries or cutdowns but actively hunting for overlooked talent. And with the recent waiver claims and practice squad signings, that strategy is in full effect. Take Raheem "Rocket" Sanders, for example. His preseason with the Chargers didn't scream breakout star, but it definitely whispered upside. With 28 carries for 101 yards and 2 touchdowns, plus 5 catches for 29 yards, Sanders showed he could handle a decent workload. His nickname isn't just branding. His 2022 season at Arkansas earned him first-team All-SEC honors. After transferring to South Carolina and continuing to make noise, his undrafted status was more a reflection of timing and team needs than talent. Now, in Cleveland, he's got a shot to prove the rest of the league wrong. And in a backfield that's still settling post-Nick Chubb injury, every carry counts. Then there's Jarrick Bernard-Converse. Here's a guy who might be one of the more quietly intriguing additions. Drafted in the 6th round by the Jets, he never got a real shot to stick due to their depth. But Browns fans should take note. Jets insiders have consistently praised his preseason work for 2 years straight. He played at Oklahoma State and LSU, showing positional flexibility and top-tier athleticism. The Browns needed more depth and versatility at corner, and Bernard-Converse brings both. Waving Dom Jones to make room wasn't just procedural, it was a statement about what the team sees in Bernard-Converse's future. And let's not overlook the larger practice squad picture. 9 players were brought in initially, ranging from familiar NFL names like tight end Sal Cannella to developmental prospects like Caden Davis and Christopher Edmonds. With practice squad rules allowing for a mix of young players and seasoned veterans, the Browns are taking advantage by building a pool of players who can step in immediately or develop behind the scenes. Defensive tackle Ralph Holley and edge rusher Sam Kamara could add some rotational depth if injuries strike. And someone like Travion Williams, who's shown flashes in past opportunities, could easily sneak into the active roster if things shift mid-season. Behind all of this movement is the strategic hand of Andrew Berry, who continues to show he's not afraid to tinker, take risks, and build a roster from every possible angle. This is not a team content with simply meeting the league's 53-man deadline. It's a front office looking for advantages, depth, and untapped potential wherever they can find it. From Flacco's veteran presence to Zappe's return, from Corley's fresh start to Sanders' raw explosiveness, the Browns are betting that their mix of experience and upside is the formula that finally breaks through in a loaded AFC North. As the countdown to the opener against the Bengals ticks away, the roster may finally be settling, but the message is loud and clear. This is a team that refuses to stand still, refuses to settle, and refuses to waste a single opportunity. Whether these late additions make the difference on the field is yet to be seen. But Browns fans, how do you feel about this constant movement? Are these the kind of aggressive, forward-thinking decisions you've been waiting for, or is there still something missing in the mix? Leave your opinion in the comments. Don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to the channel. Go Browns!